If you're a sensitive introvert that needs to show up for your work, be a little bit more in the spotlight, yet you are terrified of that, I have a lot of empathy. That's exactly where I started my journey as well, being terrified to show up. And yet my business coach was telling me, you're going to have to do it in order to have people know that you exist. And I knew it was true, but I couldn't make myself. What is the problem there? If you've been wondering about this for yourself, I can share a few thoughts, and then what we're going to do is a little bit of EFT tapping that can help us to minimize that fear. So one of the reasons that we experience this terror is that we may have experienced an event as a child or earlier on in life that made us feel like it's just not safe to either speak our mind or to be visible, literally to be seen to other people, or to be audible. And those events often take place before the age of 6. And they are almost written into the subconscious mind as a reminder for our subconscious that is trying to keep us safe throughout life. A little reminder to say, when anything reminds me of that, make this person afraid, make them run away, because it's not going to be safe for them. Things that were really painful gets written in a place called the amygdala, and it is that part of your brain that reacts and throws out wild warning signs that go boop, 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 don't do it, don't do it. And so one of my favorite tools to manage this kind of fear is EFT, or tapping, and it stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, and you may already know this technique. Now we're going to do 2-3 minutes of tapping, and it probably won't cure or minimize your entire terror if this is one of the issues that you have, but it can be a little start. So join me in a round or two of tapping. First of all, just tune into your body and feel. If you think about showing up or sharing about your work, where do you feel the terror? Tightness in your chest, pounding heart, dry mouth, butterflies in the stomach. And just give it a number out of 10. You know, how big does this number feel? We're going to do a little bit of tapping and then check in again. So just join me. Even though I get this pounding heart when I think about showing up, and I'm really scared, it feels vulnerable. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I feel terrified to show up, my heart pounds and I get butterflies in my stomach, and I'd rather run away. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. And even though it really feels terrifying, everything in me wants to run away, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Now we're going to tap through the points that helps the body to calm down. So I'm tapping on top of my head right now. This terror in my body when I think about showing up. This terror in my body that makes me want to run away. I just don't feel safe to show up. Everything in me screams not to do it. I have this pounding heart and butterflies in my stomach, and my legs want to run away right now. All this fear and terror in my body. Maybe I'm even blushing when I think about showing up or being vulnerable in front of many people. All this terror that I'm feeling, this is the point underneath the arm, if you don't know it, side of the body, seam of the body. All this terror about showing up, being visible, and being seen. And then the inside of the wrist point. I feel so terrified when I think about showing up. And then take a nice deep breath in, let it out like a sigh. So that was one little round of tapping. And of course, I don't expect that it cured everything, that it took the entire terror away. That is what we do when we work with EFT. We go and try and discover the root. There would be an event, maybe 3 or 4 events, where you, as a little child, started feeling unsafe, criticized, judged, mocked, humiliated, embarrassed in public. And it's those things that get written in the subconscious mind. My name is Liesel Teversham, and I work with introverts who are terrified to be in the spotlight, and I help them to be safe, to be seen. Please do feel free to pop me a message if it feels like you need a little bit of help with that. We go about it in safe, gentle, kind ways, and I welcome you to contact me.